It's September 6, 2020. It's been really sunny here in Seattle. Let's start the update over here with the succulents. Succulents looks about the same, and I'll give you the closer look of that little succulent over there. You can see that it's growing quite well. As for the string of pearls, if you look closely, you can see some tiny leaves. Those are the new growths, like these ones over here. And over here we have the frizzle sizzle. You can see I cut off the flower spikes. This succulent over here, you can see the leaves have started to change colors. And the elephant food plant is looking better than ever. And over here is the poor shooting star hydrangea. You can see it's wilted again. I probably need to water the plants more than once a week. And here's the flowers. Wilted. They'll be fine though. And here we have the lavender. Overall, the new growths are starting to come back. You can see it's all over the plant. And here's some new flowers. Rosemary, and then the peony that we haven't looked at for a while. Then here we have the raspberries. Let's just look at the flowers and the fruits. You can see right here's a few more fruits. Here's some fruits that are pretty much ready for harvest. They don't look as full as the ones I harvested earlier this year. And over here is a few more raspberries, about the same. Doesn't look as good as the ones harvested a few months ago. Here's the green onion. You can see a lot of new growths with new leaves. Here's another rosemary, and the mulberry is coming back nicely. You can see a lot of new leaves. The blueberry looks about the same. Here's the calla lilies, and over here's the strawberry, and again these ones are wilted. And here we have some spider, or just a spider with a bug it captured. Not sure what type of bug that is though. Anyways, let's look at the flowers slash strawberry fruits. Yeah, looks about the same. Just doesn't look too good. Dahlia, again, it's wilted. So the flowers aren't looking too great because of the dryness. Here's the pot of mixed plants. The sweet alyssum is flowering. Here's some tomato plants. And the crimson clover is looking good. You can see a lot of new growth from the plants. Those are some darker red things. I think those are just part of the new growth. The hydrangea is doing great. I'll give you a closer look at the part that I pruned. You can see the new growth is growing from the nodes. This one as well. You can see a lot of new growth from all the nodes, especially for the smallest hydrangea. There's a lot of new growth. Here's the ginger, sending out more leaves. Over here's the asparagus. You can see it's sending out yet another new growth. This one looks like it's mostly flowers. The ones that have been growing, you can see there's a lot of flowers. These are probably male flowers. And some other smaller new growths are mostly leaves, like these ones. And the bigger ones are a lot of flowers. Mexican stonecrop, tiny bit of flowers over here. And here's the rhubarb. can see this new leaves has opened. And over here we have the mint. The flowers have opened. I'll give you a closer look. The flowers are a bit pink, but mostly white. The flower smells a bit more like catnip than mint to me. And let's take a look at the artichoke. The artichoke flower looks pretty much the same. It's not really changing much. And the pineapple is doing very well. The leaves are growing quite rapidly. You can see the stem is getting thicker too. Also, the grape hyacinth has started to sprout again. You can see these new sprouts in this pot that I stored earlier this year. Also, the grape hyacinth in the mulberry pot is sprouting too. For indoor garden, I'll just focus mostly on the orchids. The dendrobium is sending out a lot of new growths. As for the lady slipper orchid, right here you can see a new leaf forming, while this plant is sending out a new flower. I'll keep track of this flower every week, of course. This one, not really seeing anything yet. Right here's the mini oncidiums. You can see here's more flowers forming, and these are the flowers that have already opened. On this other mini oncidium, if you look closely on this leaf, you can see a spit-like substance. According to the internet, it's produced by an insect called spittlebug. Pretty interesting. And this is the flower spike. And this other orchid is doing quite well. Can't really see that new leaf from here. And I'm gonna skip over some plants and focus on the new growths. Over here's the pear plant. Let's take a look at that new growth. This leaf is looking very pretty. You can see the nice pigmentation and size. Here's the Hoya plant. That white new growth on top looks like it's growing again. And down here's the, I think this is the longest vine. You can see some new leaves forming. These pink leaves are the new leaves. And the spider plants. Also, the spider plant in water is sending out a flower spike. And I've taken the Easter cactus out of the plastic bag. This is all the remaining leaves that survived. Hopefully it will start some new growth soon. Lastly, we have the broken staghorn fern. The new antler fronds are still forming, but I'm not really seeing any new root growth. So I don't think it's gonna make it, but we'll have to see.